Hey gamers! If you love to play roguelike games, then you've come to the right place. In this video, I will show you best new roguelike games to check out in this 2024. Hope these games finish in this year because some of these games are in early access. But all I know these games is a good game. And some of you may be confused why some games are not mentioned. You can check my roguelike videos if you don't see your favorite here. Alright then, without further ado, let's get started. Flamekeeper is an action-packed game where you defend a world named Orbis from dark forces. You play as Ignis, a fast-moving hero who must gather fire energy to power camps and fend off enemies. The game stands out for its mix of action combat, base defense, and a unique system where Ignis health fuels his abilities. You should play this game if you enjoy quick, strategic combat and the challenge of defending against waves of enemies. It's a solid choice for newcomers to the action genre, though it can feel a bit repetitive at times. Ocean Keeper is an upcoming roguelike game by Retro Style Games that offers an immersive underwater adventure with exploration, combat, and resource management. Players take on the role of an underwater miner, exploring ocean depths to gather resources and upgrade their mech. The game stands out for its dynamic combat, meditative resource gathering, and a meta-currency system that allows for strategic upgrades. You should play this game because it delivers a unique and engaging experience, combining retro vibes with modern mechanics, and supports a resilient development team from Ukraine.
Robot faces.
Beat Slayer is a rhythm-based roguelike set in a dystopian 90s Berlin where you fight robotic enemies to the beat of intense electronic music. You play as Mia, a tough tinkerer on a mission to save her brother from a sinister villain. The game stands out with its gritty, comic book-inspired visuals and fast-paced, music-driven combat. You can that syncing your attacks to the beat unlocks powerful abilities, and progression is tied to collecting upgrades through each run. The combination of a thumping soundtrack, varied enemies, and powerful upgrades keeps gameplay fresh and exciting. If you're into rhythm games and love intense action, Beat Slayer offers a unique experience that's worth trying. Diabotical Rogue is an online arena shooter inspired by Quake, blending fast-paced combat with roguelike elements. You can choose from 3 base suits: the Scout, the Chunk, and the Eggbot. Each suit offers unique abilities and weapons. The game features fast-paced combat and a 4-on-4 wipeout mode. Players aim to eliminate the enemy team, but dying increases your respawn timer. There's also a map editor for creating and sharing custom arenas. The combination of classic arena shooter elements with roguelike upgrades and the return of the charming Eggbots from the original Diabotical set it apart. And if you enjoy quick, intense battles and a mix of strategic gameplay with a nod to classic shooters, Diabotical Rogue offers a fresh take with its new mechanics and creative features. Shell Runner is an isometric cyberpunk extraction shooter set in a dystopian world ruled by corporations. Players dive into a brutal underworld where making money often means pulling the trigger. You control a shell, a remotely operated body that could be an android, a clone, or something else entirely. These shells are swappable and have different stats and appearances, allowing for various playstyles. The game features tactical PvE combat with numerous weapons, gadgets, and cyberpunk technology. It includes loot rarity and RPG-style progression, with procedurally generated levels providing endless replayability. You can play solo or in co-op mode, and there's a focus on high-risk, high-reward missions. Nightmare the Lunatic is an action game where you play as a skilled warrior navigating procedurally generated levels filled with enemies and bosses. The gameplay focuses on weapon swapping, precise parrying, and dodging, rewarding players who master these mechanics. The game stands out with its intense boss battles and visually telegraphed enemy attacks that challenge your skills. The responsive controls and endless replayability make each run feel fresh and satisfying. If you're looking for a challenging and rewarding combat experience, this game is worth playing. Lotus Lantern Rescue Mother is an action-packed roguelike game inspired by Chinese mythology. The story follows Chun Xiang, a hero on a mission to rescue his mother, a goddess imprisoned beneath Mount Hua. The game features fast-paced combat where you'll dash around to avoid enemy attacks and use a mix of close and ranged attacks to defeat foes. The roguelite structure means you'll be upgrading your character with various skills, artifacts, and powers as you progress through different arenas, facing off against tough bosses. The game stands out for its solid action mechanics and the variety of upgrades and boosts you can experiment with during each run. It's also infused with rich Chinese mythological elements, offering a unique cultural experience within the action genre. Galactic Glitch is a twin-stick roguelike space shooter that throws you into fast-paced, action-packed combat as you navigate different zones in space. You play as a ship, summoned by a mysterious entity, tasked with breaking out of a strange space known as Glitch Space. Your goal is to reach the center of the universe and escape. The game combines quick combat with physics-based mechanics, making each playthrough feel fresh and exciting. Galactic Glitch stands out for its quick, snappy combat and the vast array of weapons you can experiment with. The physics-based mechanics add depth to the gameplay, and the game's unique builds keep things interesting. Mourn is an action RPG that blends traditional hack-and-slash gameplay with necromancy. You play as Iria, a necromancer armed with a deadly double-sided scythe and various spells. As Iria, you can resurrect slain enemies to fight alongside you. The game features both direct combat and strategic management of your undead army. You can switch between fighting enemies and supporting your minions by healing or raising more of them. The game includes a skill tree where you can earn and assign abilities as you level up. If you're interested in a unique take on ARPGs with a focus on necromancy and strategy, Mourn could be worth your time. Dragon is Dead is a roguelite action game that combines elements of Castlevania and Diablo. You play as one of two classes, the Spellblade, who uses elemental magic, or the Berserker, who focuses on heavy-hitting physical attacks. Each class offers a distinct playstyle, with different abilities and strengths. The game is a side-scrolling hack-and-slash with RPG elements. It features a loot system similar to Diablo, where you can reroll stats on gear and build your character's abilities through a tiered skill system. As a roguelite, when you die, you lose most of your progress, but you keep your gear and special currency, which helps you improve over time. ROBOBEAT is a fast-paced game that blends FPS, roguelike, and rhythm elements into a single package. It's all about high-octane, music-driven action. You play as Ace, a bounty hunter on a mission to take down a rogue robot named Frazer in a constantly shifting lair. The game features highly mobile gunplay with mechanics like double jumping, sliding, wall running, and more. You'll also need to fight to the beat of the music, with randomized weapons, abilities, and levels in true roguelike fashion. ROBOBEAT stands out with its custom music editor, allowing players to import and edit their own tunes, making every run unique. Sworn is an upcoming action roguelike where you fight to reclaim Camelot from a corrupt King Arthur and his Knights of the Round Table. The story draws heavily from Arthurian legends, with a dark and stylistic twist. You can play as different characters from the Arthurian legends, each with unique abilities and weapons. The game currently features 4 playable characters, each with their own distinct playstyles. The gameplay is fast-paced and similar to Hades, with quick movements, fluid attacks, and a focus on upgrading your character through blessings from Fey Lords. You earn resources to unlock new characters and weapons. The game also supports up to 4 players in online co-op, making it a great multiplayer experience. If you love action roguelikes and have been looking for one with online co-op, Sworn is a game you shouldn't miss. The Rogue Prince of Persia is a 2D roguelike set in ancient Persia where you fight through waves of enemies in a time loop. You play as the eldest prince, trying to defeat the invading Huns using fluid parkour and combat mechanics. The game offers a variety of weapons and talismans to customize your playstyle, making each run feel unique. Its vibrant, colorful environments and fast-paced gameplay make it stand out. Despite its early access state, it provides a satisfying and challenging experience. If you enjoy roguelikes with smooth movement and engaging combat, this game is worth checking out. Lost Castle 2 is a roguelike action game where you fight through 5 different worlds, each guarded by unique bosses. Your goal is to survive and progress by defeating enemies and collecting powerful items. You play as a customizable character that you can build and upgrade as you go through the game, making strategic choices on weapons, armor, and items. The game offers 6 main weapon types, including sword and shield, greatswords, dual blades, and more. Each weapon has unique mechanics and can be enhanced by passive buffs and special abilities. The randomness of boss battles, different room options, and multiple difficulty levels add replayability and depth. You should play Lost Castle 2 if you enjoy challenging roguelikes with deep customization, engaging combat, and a variety of strategic choices. Streets of Rogue 2 is an open-world RPG where you work to overthrow a corrupt president and seize control of the country. You play as a customizable character in a sandbox world, choosing your own path and how you want to bring about the revolution. The game mixes different genres, offering both online and local co-op. You have the freedom to choose your playstyle, with access to various tools, weapons, and approaches to completing missions. Streets of Rogue 2 stands out for its blend of genres and the immense freedom it gives players in how they want to play the game. For bonus, we have Hades 2. Even in its early access state, the game delivers almost everything you could want from a sequel to the original Hades. The game introduces fresh elements, like a new protagonist, Melano, with unique abilities that make the gameplay feel familiar yet excitingly different. The revamped magic system and diverse build options keep each run engaging, ensuring that no playthrough feels the same. Additionally, the game's environments are more varied and complex, with new challenges both in the underworld and above ground. While it's still in development, with some unfinished content and a missing story ending, the core experience already shines brightly. Overall, Hades 2 is shaping up to be a worthy successor to its predecessor, offering a deeper and more refined roguelite experience.
There.
And that's it for today. What do you think about this list? I know there are best new roguelike games out there that I haven't mentioned yet. Please share your favorite new roguelike games that you think deserve a spot here. Don't forget to like this video, and make sure you subscribe to this channel if you don't want to miss another great list. And as always, thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.